Good afternoon and hello everyone. Today is a very special day for me. It is my 3 year anniversary with It Works Global. Literally 3 years ago today, it was actually a Sunday, I decided to step out on faith, invest $99 into this amazing company, and my life has completely changed since then. So, just a little bit of my background before I was with It Works. I was working in a call center. I was a bartender. I was waiting tables. That was my life. And I was in school at the time too. I actually have gone to school for a couple things. I started out with nursing, then went to business marketing. Then at the time of me actually starting my business, I was getting my medical clinical assistant certification. So I was tired of bartending. I was tired of not having enough money. I was tired of not having enough time because all I had time for was to work because I needed the money to take care of myself. And I was making pennies at the call center, like pennies at the call center. And then, the bartending money was what supplemented the income that I was missing. So, long story short, I have learned a lot on this journey, and I actually blogged about it. And I've learned so much about being an entrepreneur, and I've grown so much being an entrepreneur in the past 3 years that it is crazy. So I wrote a blog, and I'm just going to kind of recap some of the things that I learned and some other things that I've written down. So one thing that I said was to take the risk, whether it be with It Works Global, whether it be with another company, whether it be a startup business that you have a vision of doing yourself, take the risk. The risk is worth it. I actually was walking around here and I was just kind of thinking, I was like, sometimes when you take the risk, it's really just, attaching to the promise that God has for you. Because if He said that He wanted you to be a doctor, or He wanted you to be a business owner, or whatever, a hair salon owner, and you just go ahead and step out on faith and do it, then you're just connecting with the promise that He has for you, and then it's going to manifest as you continue growing. And for me, the risk was not being able to pay a bill. I actually had to call the electric company and tell them to move the date out for my bill to be paid in order for me to have the $99 to start, guys. And I literally woke up one day, it was a Sunday, and I was like, you know what, I'm signing up today. Before I go to church, before I do anything else, I'm signing up today. And me and my friend Shantae actually signed up together. So take the risk. It's definitely worth it. If you're scared, that is a clear indication that you need to go ahead and step out on faith. Because fear is the thing that will try to deter you away from your promise instead of push you into it. So if you feel fear, that's a good thing. That's an indication that you need to go forward with what it is that you want to do. Don't let the fear stop you. And like I've always said, I've never fallen stepping out on faith. So step out on faith and let God handle the rest. Another thing that I've learned, people are going to quit, but that doesn't mean you should. People are going to quit, but you better not. I've had hundreds of people join me on this journey from all around the world, and I've had hundreds of people quit on this journey from all around the world. Now, I could have done a couple of things. I could have said, you know what, they quit. My business is going to crumble now because they decided that they didn't want to chase their dreams, that they didn't want more for their life, that they didn't believe in themselves. But I had to say, you know what, no, this is something that I wanted to do. This is something I believe in, and I know I can achieve it. So just because somebody else decides that this may not be the route for them, don't let that throw you off track. Like, if I would have quit when everyone else quit on me, I wouldn't be in my 3rd year anniversary. I'd probably be back working for somebody in somebody's medical office. Not that I would regret it because that's what I went to school for, but I would rather be where I am now as an entrepreneur pursuing the things that I'm pursuing. But my point is, when people quit and people give up on themselves, don't give up on you. People are going to quit. Some people are lazy. Some people aren't as driven as you. Some people aren't as hungry for success as you are. Some people don't want what it is that you have. And some people haven't come to the realization that they have access to that. So, moving on. Don't quit. Whatever you do, whatever you're pursuing, just don't quit. Another thing that I've learned is take the money that you've earned and create another stream of income. Create another stream of income. You can have multiple streams of income and be working from your home just like I am today. I'm not only an It Works distributor, Presidential Diamond to be exact, I also am a life coach. I'm also a mentor. I am the founder and executive director of a nonprofit called Girls with Goals, which was birthed out of my church actually. And I mentor young girls to set goals now so that when they get to my age, they can be entrepreneurs or, doctors, lawyers, whatever it is. But I want them to start now while they're young. The age group is from high school to college. So that's something else that I'm doing. I'm also getting ready to launch my image consulting business because I love to shop. I love to get dressed. I love everything fashion. I love hair. I love makeup. I love these things. And some people need help and direction in that. So I'm going to create another additional stream of income by helping people. So, and another thing, that's what God put us on this earth to do. He put us on this earth to provide a solution for people that ultimately will lead them back to Christ. So by me helping people see themselves the way that they are, I also have the opportunity to be one-on-one with them and help minister to them to the root of who they are. And also, if I come in contact with someone who doesn't believe God or who is wavering, I can use what God has put in me to help them and plant a seed. Also, with my young girls, I believe in pouring into the girls. It says in Titus that the older women are supposed to pour into the younger women. I have to show them the things that I've done that didn't work, that did work, and so that way they don't make the same mistakes as me. So that's another way. And then as a Christian life coach, I call myself the self-worth coach. I'm showing people who they are and who their worth is in Christ. So everything that you're doing should be always be a connector to leading people back to Christ. Okay? And that was creating another stream of income with your purpose. Your passion can become profit, okay? If you do it the right way and you keep God first. Be willing to be uncomfortable. Number 4, being an entrepreneur can be extremely uncomfortable. When I first walked away from all my jobs, I was like, cool, I got this. This is what's up. I'm making all this money. I was making 5 figures a month. I'm like, okay, this is great. But in business, one thing that I didn't learn is that you have high seasons and you have low seasons. Sometimes your income is here, sometimes it is here. Sometimes you have an influx of customers and people coming in, and sometimes you don't. So learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable in the seasons of your business, because a lot of things can happen. For me, life happened. I went through one of the worst seasons of my life, my first year as an entrepreneur. And I swear to you, the enemy wanted to take me out. He wanted to take me out with that, but I had to keep going. I had to keep pushing. I had to keep going. I had to get comfortable being uncomfortable in that season of my life, so that way I can see this 3rd year. Because if I would have quit in year 1, I wouldn't even be doing this video for y'all right now. So another thing, and growth is uncomfortable. I am not the person I was 3 years ago. I don't have the mindset that I had. I don't have the faith that I had. My faith is on 1,000. Like, I believe God for the absolute impossible. I did not have what I have mentally or even in my heart this time 3 years ago when I was starting my business. I am a totally different person. I read. I've become a reader. Leaders are readers. So if you consider yourself a leader, you should be reading some kind of book every week, every month, something that is pouring back into you, including the Bible. You definitely need to be using the Bible to grow, because as you grow and you increase your capacity for God, you increase your capacity for Him to bless you in those areas. So you have to be growing so that we can say, you know what, I see you. You're being faithful over this. You're growing. You're learning. You're preparing yourself. Now I'm going to give you more. God says if you're faithful over few, He will make you ruler over many. It's true. It's biblical. So get uncomfortable in growing. Learn that growth is not a bad thing. You will have growing pains sometimes, but it's a good thing. Get through that season and keep going, and know that life is going to happen, but just because life happens, you don't have to slow down. Another thing, and this is number 5 of my blog, and this should really be number 1. Keep God first. Keep Him first. Keep Him first. Keep Him first. When people ask me how did you get to success, I say obedience. I made a decision to be more obedient to God, not even thinking about being an entrepreneur or anything like that, but I just knew that there was more that He wanted from my life, and I knew if I was obedient to Him that I could get all of the promises that He had for me, including strengthening my relationship with Him and getting to know Him better, which is the most beneficial part of our relationship anyway. But seriously, I said seek Him for clarity. Pray not only for yourself but for others. Forgive people and walk in love. Unforgiveness is a huge roadblock for you. You don't want to be walking around with unforgiveness. Seriously, allow him to transform you in his image. If you don't have time to read and pray, you are way busier than God intended for you to ever be. And also, I said that God is clear about keeping him first and that he'll give us the desires of our heart. Psalms 37:4. If we meditate on his word day and night, or meditate on his word day and night. Joshua 1:8. Hide it in our hearts so that we don't flee from him. Psalms 119:11. Before it works, I knew God. I didn't really know God, but I really, really know God. And now I know that when I start my day and I wake up in the morning, when any type of success comes to me, it's because of God. It's because God saw fit for me to have it. And if things aren't going right, a lot of times it's probably because I haven't been seeking God. So if you feel like your life is a little unbalanced, make sure that you have God in the right position in your life, in your business, and everything. And remember the order: God, family, friends, business, and so on. God is always number one. If you want to be successful, keep him number one. If you want your business to keep flourishing, keep him number one. If you want him to keep providing for you, keep him number one. That is so very, very, very important. So those are the 5 things that I did in my blog about what I've learned over the past 3 years of being an entrepreneur. And there's so many other things that I could go into that I've learned, but I'm actually going to save that for a later date. So I hope that this video encouraged you, whether it works or not. But these are some things that I took away in my 3 years of entrepreneurship, and I look forward to the next 3, the next 13, the next 30, the next 33. No, that's not 3,000. The next amount of years that I have in this business and I have in my journey of entrepreneurship. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you want to connect with me, you can. My website is www.jennifermichelleM.com. JenniferMichelleM.com. My It Works website has a link on that website, actually, if you want to send me your contact information for me to call you about this opportunity, about the product, or about any of my other business ventures. Put your information in the contact tab, and I will definitely get back to you guys as soon as possible. Be sure to put your phone number and your email. Thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video. Have an amazing day. I'm getting ready to go celebrate my anniversary for the rest of the day, and I hope that you all be blessed.